toothpaste Maclean, or how most people call every how do I say um how people call like every country in they just say you're from Africa, that kind of stuff. People don't bother to say, oh, you're from Nigeria or you're from Kenya. They say you're from Africa. They don't bother to make that distinction, right? So I think it's a little bit like that for the angels too. People don't bother to make the distinctions of like, I think heaven would have like a lot of sophisticated beings, right? With different levels of hierarchy, but we just call all of them angels, which I'm pretty sure they probably frown at it, Yeah, I'm pretty sure they frown at it too. So I was wondering, does God have pets? So Ezekiel, just really reminded me that Ezekiel actually saw the throne of God, right? And he described these beings, right? He saw one that had eyes, and it was like a wheel within a wheel. And then he saw these ones that had the head of a human being, the eyes of a man, and the head of a human being, the head of a vulture, not vulture, of an eagle, the head of a what's it called? Of a bull, and then the head of a lion, and then that's one. And then that was one being, right? And then so maybe I don't know. Maybe all those beings that Ezekiel was saying, maybe they are actually just like the equivalent of pets to God. Do you know? Maybe those are like the pets of God. Do you understand? Maybe those are like the pets of God. We don't know. Maybe those are like, maybe Ezekiel could not just like understand, because they were so like, they were higher than human beings in terms of like intellect and glory and majesty, right? So Ezekiel could not imagine that like that would be like God's pets, right? But maybe those are like, maybe those like beings are like the pets of God. Do you understand? So maybe God himself has pets in heaven that he has like around this. And the Emma video that I was watching, right? The pet was sitting right beside her, right? It was just like cuddling with her, And those angels that we just summarize all of them as angels. I'm very sorry if I'm wrong, because Paul said people actually say nonsense about these marvelous creatures in heaven. So I don't have the knowledge. I've never been to heaven before. And frankly, nobody has ever been to heaven before. The Bible says, Jesus said that nobody has acceded to heaven except the Son of Man that came from there, right? So all these, like, the person you say, all these NDs that, he died and he went to heaven, they lied, not go to any heaven. Nobody has gone to heaven. Yeah. Okay, but that's not why we're here. So I was just like thinking, it was just a thought that just put in my head, like maybe those are like the